we'd like to thank you for granting us audience. My name is Frank Obimiri. I'm the administrative officer of Street Sense, and I would like to also introduce our team to you. From my extreme right, we have Mr. Asafo Eji. He's the Director of Research. Next to Mr. Asafo Eji, we have Mr. Tam. He's the Operations Director. Next to him, we have Mr. James Obusu-Amwa, Director of Admin and Finance. And then we also came with some supporting staffs. We have Atram, he is the Transport Officer. And then we have Vida Tete, Communication Officer. And then we also have Dana Esifi, also Communication Officer. And then the guy taking the shot is also William Tete. He's also Administrative Officer. For our procedural for this meeting, Mr. Tamaku, the Operations Director, will make a general presentation, after which the other directors will also take time to make a presentation in relation to their department. So, thank you.
Chief, once again, let me reiterate that we are most grateful for accepting us at your very comfortable headquarters. There are other stations who would love to have this, but they wouldn't get it. You see, since we are young and you have this, then there is that hope and belief that as you grow, you will get more. So let us have that at the back of our mind. Yes, Street Sense organization is a non-governmental organization. We've been around for some 4 years now, but we've been on the ground trying to put certain strategies in place. But it is now that we have tried as much as possible advocating for NGO. And in our desire to achieve our aim, there are other factors that go with this our responsibility, and that is education. So we have our program to engage in education, and we have other segments like the post-crash. The issue of post-crash, principally, we picked it from the UN Decade of Action on Road Safety, which is a UN-managed program. And the main pillars of that project will be explained by the Director of Administration. And we have set our structures. We have our executive directors, our organogram. We have our executive directors. We have our directors. We have the trustees, we have the staffs, bring in a number of volunteers. We are trying to build a stakeholders group, and in that attempt, we realized that with road safety, there is the enforcement aspect, and the institution that carries out this order are principally the police. So we found it very necessary to interact with the police before we even launch the organization. so that at least we will have a friendly rapport with them. On our stakeholders list, we have 3 representatives. We supposed to have 3 representatives from the police. That is the police operations headquarters, police MTTD headquarters, and police MTTD central, Accra Central. Even the National Road Safety, we are taking 2 from that place, and Transport, Ministry of Transport, we are taking 2. So you realize that it is only the police that has 3 representation on our stakeholders list. This goes to prove that we want to establish a better rapport with the police, because principally road safety, they do it. Roadworthy, they check it. DVLA does not go to the field to check all these things. So whatever the situation is, we need to establish this fair relations. We are trying to see the possibility. We've started mobilizing some of our young men into our volunteer corps. That is, you will realize that during certain rush hours, when certain junctions are choked and the police are not immediately around, some young men normally take up these responsibilities on behalf of the police. We think it isn't good and proper for us to just leave them like that. There is the need for us to organize them, allow the police to give them some sort of training, because the work they are doing is supposed to be done by the police. So they will be under the watch of the police in that particular locality. We've named them territorial volunteers because they operate within, yes, and they are volunteers. We don't have money to pay them salaries, but we will see. We will clothe them. We will give some reflective jackets, vests to the police, who will give it to them so that they will realize that they are directly under the police watch in that particular locality. We may provide them with raincoats, maybe some boots. Maybe if things go well, we will provide them with communication gadgets that when anything happens, they can quickly call the police and that type of thing. So we are looking at all these things, and we want to look at a generalized comment or impressions of the police, and to really introduce ourselves so that when they see us within their locality, they will know exactly what we are about. In terms of education, we are planning a broad network of workshops for the drivers, the station people, and we are coming up with a teaching manual too. At the appropriate time when they are ready, our ladies will send you a copy, a handy one, so that at least we will see exactly how our regulations on road safety could be carried out for the education of drivers, passengers, pedestrians, road use, how we need to discipline ourselves on the road. Because the data we are receiving road accidents, casualties, and that type of thing. It's nothing to write home about. It's bad, and we think there is a need for us to do other things. There are a lot of NGOs in other fields, but there are very few in road safety, road management, and things of that sort. So on this note, I will pass and ask my big brother, the director for finance and administration, to make an input. Then the director for research also.
I'll try and see some practical things that we'll be doing. You are with the police, so traditionally you are in charge of road safety management, enforcement. According to the UN, we have the road safety aspect. We have the infrastructure, which is mainly government and these agencies. And then we have the safe vehicles, safe drivers or whatever, and then the post-crash that you mentioned. You know, we can't do everything, but treat certain aspects, especially as you mentioned in the area of education. We are soon to come out with educational material which will cover all these areas. And I will believe we will send you a copy so that you look at the structure. You don't have the money to do it. But as we move around, we all know that certain areas, there are certain markings and then signs that should be there, they are not there. And also, even some of the engineering work themselves are very dangerous. So this is where we want to take up and then advise the government in terms of area of research. Now, we are NGOs, as he said, so we are only helping support government efforts, government and these agencies' efforts. And we work directly up to the National Road Safety Commission, which is in charge of all. So whatever we do, whatever we find, we will send it to them. I'm hoping that they will also send it to government. They mentioned that I'm the director of administration, and the finance. And anywhere we go, they ask, how are you financed? So far, we've been financed by our chief patrons. Most of them are business people, and they also understand. And most of us here, we've been victims of road accidents. I lost my mother through those road accidents. So it's a group of committed individuals because of our personal experiences. Even the chairman himself nearly died for the action of a good Samaritan. So that is how we get and we hope that as we do more, the people will also come in and support us. Now we know that we can't work alone. That was not possible. So we have to know those that we'll be working with. Already we've introduced ourselves to the Ministry of Communication in terms of communication education. Transport will be there, transport, and then the roads and highways. And then we've also gone to the National Road Safety Commission itself. After that, when we came to you, that will be meeting mainly in the field. We've been to Eastern Region. The commander there invited us, so we went just like he also did. And then we've been to second Western Region also. They also invited us. So we went and played the meeting to them. And your colleague in the Amasama, Amasama also in the way. Yeah, Amasama.
Yeah, we've been to Amasama. And where?
Madina. That was Monday, last Monday.
Yes, I see.
So we want to introduce ourselves because Maram is meeting. And one thing we can assure you that, like he said, we have volunteers, maybe not a few of us. So if it becomes necessary, maybe you are undertaking any operation and you need people to support you. Mainly they are, what we call them, these graduates and these technical people. So they are people who also understand the system. Like I said, if it becomes necessary, and we have the means. We know what the police is doing, so we support the police in these actions. Now, in the area of the post-crash, especially when we went to Western region, the regional, for instance, if we are going to do this pay before you pay cash. That means that we are going to lose many souls, and it will be difficult also for the difficult for the police personnel who send these people there. So these are some of the little areas that we are coming out. But then, like I said again, we will send you a copy, sir, of the drafts, and then we hope that you will look at it quickly for us.
Basically, the research in what we do is we undertake research on some of the pressing issues and look at the impacts, and through that we have a stake with the Senate and advise, on what to do. So far, we are looking at the issue of televisions in some commercial car. We want to see whether it has some influence on road safety, so that is basically what we do. Apart from that, we also have a website, we have a website where most of our activities are featured. So, like I think when they give you the information, everything is there, you can check some of the things we are doing. So basically, and if maybe as a stakeholder you think this area is needed for us to carry research into it, so that we all discuss and see how best we can implement any policy in that area too. We are also welcome to do.
Yeah, our website like this, we are trying as much as possible to make it highly educated. So we will always update it and get all informations up there. You will agree with us that education has no limit. And so there is the need to continue hammering on discipline on the road every now and then. So we have actually taken up the challenge. Our logo has a faceless human being seeking safety on the road. That is our major purpose. So we are ever ready to collaborate with any agency that is willing to do some sort of business with us. So on this note, we thank you once again for allowing us into the comfort of your offices. And maybe if there are certain areas that we will not touch on, and you wanted us to discuss those areas, we will be very pleased to do.
Thank you very much for this brief. Your letter and listening to you, I think added tons of information that really, when I read the letter, I was asked a lot of questions were very clear. And I think this brief that you have has addressed almost all of them. I must say it's a very noble course to take, and also to know that for most of you it's really coming out of some sort of commitment as a result of maybe some personal experiences or some experiences of people closer to you, and thereby you offering yourself, voluntarily to undertake this sort of venture. I think generally, as a country, we seem to have completely lost sense of humanity, let me put it that way. Because sometimes you watch a lot, there are values that are supposed to really mold society very well. It seems this country, right now, everything is just money. Within every society, I mean, every community, the family. If you have nobody there, you have no money, nobody takes you serious. When you have money, whether that money is earned through honest means, nobody cares. There's money, so that is it. All the ladies who come towards you, excuse me.
It's a fact.
I mean, so many people who segregate towards you just simply for that fact. You go to the church, you get the best place to sit.
Front row.
Even the mosque, which by the design of a mosque, it's not supposed to be. It's a place that anybody can stand anywhere and pray. But these days, even the front rows are reserved. I'm a Muslim. I go to the mosque. I'll say some of these things, and it's really very sad. Sometimes I just sit and wonder where we are really drifting. But it's very comforting when you meet groups of people who are voluntarily and dedicating themselves to particular causes, because we need that as a way of, reviving the things that the country is losing. I've been in the police for close to about 28 years. I quite remember the time I was coming in, even though it's not too far away, the sort of advice that your parents will give you, my parents gave me, and all that. These days, we seem to have even lost all that. To advise you where you're going to public service. Don't wear disgraces,
don't take anything that
our family name, don't take anything that doesn't belong to you, that kind of thing. These days, it seems the advice is, hey, this is your time. Grab as much as you can.
Think of the house.
Think of the house. You know where you are coming from. So for me, that's just on the, the general observation. That is a bit comforting for me. I'm quite happy that this is also coming on, particularly at the time that, even though we are grappling with other security challenges, but I think much as we always don't want to lose life through crime, but we lose a lot of life also on the road. And if we focus our attention there, I don't think we'll be doing the wrong thing. Because I think, above all, human life is more important than anything. So I would want to just add that as far as Baatsona Division is concerned, you can rest assured that we will collaborate with you at any time that you need us to undertake anything, whether it's in the area of research, in some other campaign activities, educational activities, either with the drivers of the lorry stations or any of the places within our organization. We'll be there to support you all the way to the last. So at least as long as I'm here. I have 4 district commanders who are under me. That is Opegono district, which is here, this area of Opegono. Then we have Baatsona district, Community 18 districts, which is responsible for Cambodia, Community 2019, all those areas. And then Sakumono district, which is also for Sakumono village estates and those other places. So within this catchment area, our doors are open. Usually I have weekly meeting with my commanders. So I would brief them on your behalf to bring them on board, so that as we go by, anytime you have any programs, we can partner to do it. My friend, the director of research, I'll just even I don't know whether you've already carried out some research. You've already got some findings already. Maybe it may be good that as and when you have some research findings, you make them available to those of us on the ground, because I know maybe because you'll be dealing with those from the top at your stakeholder level, you may leave it there and it may stay there, it will never come down. So anytime you are doing it, think of those of us down. Perhaps you even think of us first.
Yes.
And then I think that will go more to, really assist that. Yes, rather than I'm saying, well, I'm from a research background. I was director of research for the Ghana Police Service before. So it's an area that always touches my heart a lot. But I want you to also look at, most of the time, we watch that this country a lot of times, a lot of laws, regulations, so many things in place. And really, even when you go on the road, you find out that very educated people that you expect to be able to comprehend and understand all these things about road and everything, even commit worse road offenses than the uneducated ones. Perhaps it's an issue of enforcement, and to be very frank, enforcement in this country is very weak at every level. In most places, even non-existent. You put people on the road to enforce, and all they're interested in is collecting money, putting in their pockets. It seems nobody's thinking about this country. Everybody seems to be just thinking of themselves. Sometimes it makes me wonder where really we are going. In fact, from where I'm coming from, sometimes even working with my own colleagues, it's a bit difficult because sometimes they say, hey, this man, he's coming from space or what?
Let's be realistic.
Everybody is looking for something. You are speaking against it.
Sorry.
You are speaking against it. I say yes, but the thing is, look, when you put yourself in a certain place in life, it's your decision.
Yes.
But nonetheless, the question you ask yourself, why are you on this earth? There should be a purpose. So why you put yourself? It was voluntary. I don't think anybody was conscripted to be working where they are in Ghana.
No.
People went there voluntarily.
Sure.
And therefore, try and make a little mark. Please, do put a mark there. I've always told my colleagues, look, if you join the police because you wanted to be a rich man, maybe like Asamoah, in the wrong profession.
Yes. Very wrong.
You shouldn't be here.
Yes.
Yes, because our job is one of sacrifice. I mean, you just have to do what you have to do to help society, to make it safer for everybody. It's simple. If at a point you think that the remuneration you are getting and whatnot is not enough for you, situate yourself somewhere else. Simply fine, find wherever,
Exactly.
but don't stay there and create problems and try to take advantage of people. But well, all the same, we still have to continue to try to let people do the right things. And for me, it's one of my purpose in life, which I try to do all the time. I work without thinking of what is coming, because what will come into my pocket is from the Paymaster General at the Police Headquarters.
Yes.
It doesn't come from anywhere. So if I'm to think of anybody in terms of money, he's the only person I think of. But I know end of the month he's supposed to ensure that my bank account can have. That's all I'm interested. Nowhere else. So I think it's a very noble cause, and we'll partner in all the way. Me particularly, I will. You mentioned a lot of UN, programs that which are guiding your work. Yes. Cumulatively, I've also worked with the UN for about 9 years in various countries. At the moment, I'm one of the panel of experts that advises the UN on policing issues. I just returned from the UN work from South Sudan, where I was for about 3 years, as the police advisor to the government. So it's very gratifying to have people like you to work with. I think we need to do a lot in this country. There's a lot ahead to do. I'm all for it. So thank you for coming. And, it's my pleasure. Anytime, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us, either by coming here, by phone, whatever. It's always a pleasure to serve.
Thank you very much. Yes, there is a problem with our moral decadence in this country. We are also happy to hear that there are people in our system who think like us. What your parents told you when you were entering the police service, some years ago, every parent would advise the son or daughter that is leaving home to work in the same light. But it appears that of late, our desire for money, our parental control on our children is somehow missing. So the children learn from friends, learn from television, learn from internet, learn from other places. Because as of now, everybody wants to cut a portion of the national cake, either legally or
Wrong parking, especially along the area that you mentioned. Yes, I think thinking ahead and aloud is a good thing, but I have had cause to discuss some of these issues at the TMA level. You see, the reality is that vehicles, whether they are goods, transport, whatever, we need them. They give us a service. Therefore, once they give us a service,